He don't want to be saved, don't save him. That is not my nigga, don't claim him. About 20 missed calls, he faded. White boy wasted, Channing Tatum. He don't want to be kept, don't keep him. He don't want the paper, then bitch, don't keep him. I don't get left, I'ma leave him. Niggas love me like Justin Bieber. Why am I hearing that? Divine Feminine, some Divine Feminine, you have bossed up. It's like, this is what I'm feeling. You were put through so much. What you see as unnecessary trauma and pain, and the only way you feel that this is the POV of the Divine Feminine through her ascension process. Okay, you feel that you were subjected to a lot of unnecessary pain, trauma, and injustices, okay? And you feel that the only way that you could have survived, and the only way that you have survived what you have gone through, is to change. You had to change. But I want you to understand, Divine Feminine, that the butterfly goes through the same process. When a caterpillar enters into their chrysalis, into the cocoon phase of their transformation, just as you did when you went into isolation, okay, and what you felt like, it may have felt like a dark night of the soul. It felt like isolation, but you knew that you were healing, and you surrendered to this process. And when you went into this, it can be likened unto the caterpillar entering into their cocoon. And when the caterpillar comes out of their cocoon, they are a butterfly. Because the only way, Divine Feminine, that the caterpillar could have survived what was happening to them within this cocoon phase, which was, a complete and total reconfiguring of their DNA for them to become a whole new creature. Okay? This is what has happened to you. You have been refined and reconfigured now. And the butterfly, when they leave the cocoon, they know that they are different. And they have not completely acclimated yet to this difference, this change, this transformation. But, they know that they are not the same as they were when they went in. What they cannot see is the beauty that they are now blessing the world with their beautiful wings and the beautiful colors and all of these beautiful new abilities that they now have, because of the way that their creator was working on them in their isolation. The creator was taking their strands of their DNA and reconnecting them in different ways so that when they emerge, they are a completely new creature in God. And this is what has happened to you, Divine Feminine. You feel that the only way that you could survive this shift, this transformation that you have been going through, was that you had to change. And, you were not appreciating this change because, again, it felt like injustice. It felt like this is wrong. But when you emerge and you begin to offer your essence to the world now in this new energy, then you will see the value of all that you have endured. You have become a butterfly, divine feminine. And the world will be blessed by your essence alone when you decide to re-emerge into the land of the living, and the world begins to reflect back to you the beauty that you are. You will be in a state of appreciation for all that you have endured, for the very unique path that you have traveled, and the very unique way in which you have been shaped and formed, unlike any other. You will appreciate and value being unlike any other, one of a kind, the original, because there will be about 12 originals and 12 million copies. This is the wheat and the tares personified. Divine feminine, you are the original wheat. You are the prototype. Okay? You are her. Okay? So if he don't want to be saved, don't save him. That is not my nigga, don't claim him. About 20 missed calls, he faded. White boy wasted, Channing Tatum. He don't want to be kept, don't keep him. He don't want the paper, then bitch, don't keep him. I don't get left, I'ma leave him. Niggas love me like Justin Bieber. It's like the way that you have changed is you integrated your shadow. And because you were, we come here to balance the yin and yang energy. And so it's like, the light has to integrate a little bit of that darkness into them. And that the dark has to integrate a little bit of that light. And it's uncomfortable for both halves. And this is you and your twin flame. And at one point, the separation had to happen because you felt like they were too dark, and you felt like they were too dark, and they felt like you were too light. Ain't nobody got time for all that positive shit. And you were like, I can't deal with this darkness. And so the separation had to happen so that part of you that was integrating into one another would be able, okay, and be ready and prepare themselves to integrate that into themselves. And in this separation, unknowingly, you have integrated a little bit of that darkness. And so now you, so much so divine feminine, that you feel that, I don't need, this masculine. He's not even a divine. He's a not so divine masculine. And if he don't want to be saved, don't save him. That is not my nigga. Don't claim him. Okay, that's your attitude, okay, because you have integrated a little bit of his narcissistic ass, okay, into you. Not saying that you were being a narc, but in order for you to take a little bit of his energy, it was the fact that you did integrate a little bit of that energy is allowed him to. It basically forced him to have to also integrate a little bit of your light into him. And so it's a healing. It's a process of healing that has taken place on both behalves, because divine feminine, you were much too feminine, okay, for this world. And, it's like you both have to develop your duality, basically. So they were too dark, you were too light, you integrate a little bit of one another, and you were able to come back together balanced. And so the divine feminine is really like, this is why it's her attitude. I don't get left, I'ma leave them. Niggas love me like Justin Bieber. Why? Because the divine feminine has played this game so many times. She knows how it goes. She knows what the tactics are that they're trying to use, the emotional manipulation, the bait and switch, the gaslighting, the ghosting, the trauma bonding. And the divine feminine has healed from all of that. And so she's standing in her healedness, and she's like, okay, if he wants to go, let him go. I'm not chasing, I'm not doing none of that. And she sees completely clearly everything that is happening. She is a divine you know